Welcome back to Out and About Today. I'm Pam Wheeler. Our next guests have been together over 25 years and were featured in the Brooks Fund's Oral History Project. As we worry about the future, they can remind us how far we've come. Here to share stories from past several decades are my guests, Gail DuBois and Jamie Cox. Thanks for coming in. I had the pleasure of meeting you all at Abby Rubenfeld's office recently, and she talked about you being her longest friend, Gail, and she said you had great stories. And then after that meeting, I looked up the Brooks Fund Oral History Project, which tries to document gay life before 1970, and a Tennessean article. And I thought you all need to come on the show, and here you are. And you're the talker. You're going to be doing all the talking here.
Yeah, Jamie's not going to.
And she has just had eye surgery. That's why she's wearing sunglasses.
Right.
I just want the
That's
audience
exactly
to be
right.
totally, fully aware of everything.
Yeah.
So let's go back to, because I do think we're all very fortunate. Even in Trump times, we're very fortunate for where we are right now. But in the 1950s, take us back to what it was like. First of all, where did you go out and meet other gay people? How does that even happen? There was no Match.com or any of that. How?
Well, most of the time we met at people's homes and, you know, played cards and danced, and there was one or two places you could go. One of them was Juanita's on Commerce Street. Now I think it's where it was is where the old convention center was. Excuse me. And then there was the CC Club on Dickerson Pike out near the Starlight, and I think the Starlight may still be there.
And so when you were at one of these places, could you be comfortable being gay?
Oh, of course not.
Okay.
You're always worried to death that something's going to happen, and sure enough, police officers would come in from time to time, and at one point I went out a bathroom window, and to get away, because I was so, you know, I was teaching school and I didn't want.
You're in the closet, nobody knows.
Absolutely.
Right. So, and are you worried when the police come in? Is it intimidation that they're doing?
Yeah, mostly, yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And so, but how would you know, besides the stereotypical ways, how do you identify other gay people to date? I mean, do you date a lot then? I mean, what's?
Yeah, well then it was, you know, like hodgepodge really of people who would often change partners. Just change partners, you know.
Well, because there's a limited amount of gay people that you know about?
That's exactly right.
Okay.
So somebody would break up, and next thing you know, they'd be with somebody else in this same social group.
Right. That still happens.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. But
would you say that you were stressed out all the time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And we did have. I had some gay friends, men, and I would always use them for dates when I had to do things for school or anything social where it was straight people, and so I'd use them, and they were very good at it too, by the way.
Yeah, you had to be in a way. I mean, I did that for a little while.
Yeah, did you?
I mean, you do what you have to do.
Yeah.
Was anybody that you remember out and proud? Was that a thing by anybody?
No, I can't recall that.
Do you think people knew your deal? Like
I
now?
think so, yeah, because you know we all wore Levi's and T-shirts, and as I still do.
Right, we all do still. My jean jacket.
Yeah.
So you think your peers?
But I think people knew you were gay. I mean.
Were you ever experienced slurs?
Yeah, of course. We played softball, and you'd hear that. You'd have pretty good audiences that come to these women's games, but you would most certainly hear, "Hey, Dyke," or something like that, you know, or worse.
Right. I hope we can say that on TV. I think we can.
Oops.
No, it's okay. No, that's a very real thing. It's a different time. That's what I think.
Oh yeah.
So, teaching for 40 years, were you in the closet the whole time before retirement? You were.
Well, until I had some bad publicity, and I got plastered all over the news back in 1980. And
tell me more about that. What?
It was I had a lawsuit, like a palimony lawsuit.
Right.
And that was in the newspaper and on TV, and
that was thought of that you're
so
gay?
I was, yeah. Oh
And
yeah, it was pretty much, that's what it meant then, you know.
Did you lose friendships? And
I didn't lose any friendships,
Okay,
but I
good.
did have a principal who all of a sudden my evaluations changed from excellent all the way across the board to not so excellent.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It was unfortunate.
Yeah. Well,
It was.
you know, I told you this was going to fly by, and we're almost out of time. But I want you
Oh
to
my
be able to.
God.
I know. I want you to be able to tell, because you've lived here your whole life, the Music City. You've got some amazing stories, and we're absolutely going to have you back.
Okay, I'd be
and
delighted.
with some friends and family to talk about
Oh, cool.
your decades of
Yeah.
stories. But tell our audience about your Patsy Cline story.
Oh
Let's
my
start
goodness.
with that.
Oh my goodness, I was so in love with her.
Right? Sure. As many people were. And we have only a minute left.
All
So
right, so
give it to
anyway,
me.
we were driving down the street with a top back and a quilt across our legs, heard Patsy Cline on the radio, and she was at the Ryman, so we went down to the Ryman and parked at the, then you could do it at the stage door, and waited for her to come out, and sure enough, she came out, and I had Patsy, and she came over to the car and leaned in like that and talked as if she had known us forever, and talked and talked and talked, and finally, I can't think of her husband's name now, but anyway, he turned around and said, "Patsy, come on, we've got to go." But she would have stayed there and talked. I mean,
that's awesome.
It was
Well,
awesome.
You're going to come back and tell us
I'll
the
be
Elvis
delighted.
story
I
and
would
many
be
other
delighted.
stories. Thank you all for
I'd
being
be
here.
delighted. You're very welcome.
Now that's all the time we have for tonight. We'll see you next week on Out and About Today.